Hey friends, welcome back. So here we have a general update as well as a potential giveaway for you guys, and yeah, just a few crazy stories, to be honest. Welcome to the vlog. First of all, Rollins and I were in Regina, and I didn't want to put this on the video about the campground, and I definitely didn't want to, elaborate too much on it there because it's kind of not good for business, but I do share, so I'm going to tell you a little story. So while we were in Regina, I'm not even going to name the campground, but there was a campground there we were at, and it's basically located on a secondary road. So you have the highway, and then you have like the business loop or the secondary road, service type road, and the campground sat between. And took Rollins out one day, and we walked over to the, grassy ditch area, and he did his business, and I picked it up and put it in a bag, and then we walked over past the driveway, and I just set the bag down at the corner of the driveway because I'm going to be walking back anyways, right? And we walked down the road a little bit. Well, the guy across the street, who lives across the street from the campground, has a big house and shop and all that kind of combined. He's got old cars everywhere. There was actually a point where I was thinking of trying to get his attention so I could ask permission to take some pictures of a few of his cars. But then this happened, and my outlook on that prospect changed rapidly. So like I said, Rollins and I were just walking down the road, and all of a sudden I hear this yelling. Somebody's yelling at me, and I'm like, what the hell? And I kind of look, and okay, so there's a window open, like it's one of those ones that kind of flap out to the side or whatever, and I just hear this guy yelling, like, and not just like, hey you, or what are you doing, or anything like that. He was like basically yelling obscenities, like, I'm not even going to get into it because it's YouTube, and yeah, it's just, he was just basically going off, and I'm like, whatever, right? And because I could understand a few of the things he was saying, I flipped him the bird. I was kind of, whatever, buddy. Get a life. Kept walking. Well, that started it all, didn't it? So he comes barreling out of the side door, and not, like, his house wasn't close to the road. It was like, a good 50, 100 yards away kind of thing. And he's out his side door yelling at me as I'm walking my dog. Still yelling, still going off. Whatever, I don't even know half the stuff he was saying, but I understood enough that, it was kind of like, what is your problem? So I kept walking, got down to where we turned around, came back, I'm on the other side of the road, and this guy is basically yelling at me, and I had a few words for him. I'm not just going to stand there and take it, so I basically told him to go F himself, go take your meds, whatever I said. And so then he comes barreling out, and he's like at his fence line, right? He's kind of like on his lawn at this point, still yelling, trying to pick a fight with me, this and that. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to come onto your property and pick and fight you. Like, I'm not stupid. Then you call the cops and go, oh, you came onto my land and this and that. And it's like, no, I'm not an idiot. And I'm like, I'm in my 50s. There's no reason for me to, it was just stupid. Anyways, long story short, he was literally at his gate, right? And he came like on the other side of his gate so that I wasn't. And I'm like, dude, forget it. Go home, right? And I just walked away. But as far as like a patron of the campground, yeah, I don't really want to go to a campground and just take my dog for a walk and be accosted by some lunatic across the road. So that said, that was just one eventful morning. Got my blood boiling a little bit, not gonna lie. There was a part of me, I haven't backed down from many fights in my day. But like I said, I'm in my 50s. I just walked away. So moving on, I told the owner of the campground, and she actually filed a report with the police. They didn't come looking for me, like they didn't come to ask questions or anything like that. I think she just said, a patron of my campground got accosted by the guy across the road. Please make it, put it on file in case something else ever happens. And yeah, that was it. Nothing ever happened after that. We were there for like another week, and I walked him by a couple more times. Nothing. And it was just kind of weird because, like I said, had he not been a total asshat, I would have asked him if I could shoot some of his old cars, and he probably could have got a nice print out of it because, you know, sometimes when people grant me permission, I said, well, send me your details, message me, and I'll send you, you know, I'll send you a copy of a couple of the pictures. Nothing, you know, obviously I didn't get that far, so it didn't happen. But anyways, moving on. Over the course of those 2 weeks, and since work is starting to pick up, the work I have with my old employer as a contractor is slowly starting to pick up. The creative director guy that I knew, he was basically the designer that came on as I was leaving back in 2016. He's no longer there. They had a little bit of a, I don't know, I think it was an agreement that, you know, it's probably best that he not work there anymore. He was stressed out. He was thinking of leaving too. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. So basically they were down as a designer, and then, you know, like one of the other fellows is going back to school. He's a younger guy and, you know, wants to try his hand at something else, learn some things. So he's going part-time, so that opens things up for me a little bit. So hopefully as things pick up in the fall and the winter, I get quite a few more hours and I can get caught up on a few things and that kind of thing. That said, based on my experience with Rogers, the cell provider up here in Canada that I use, and their outage in July, and the fact that even their 5G LTE stuff, and especially after I use my allotted data and go into the unlimited plan, which is throttled back to whatever, it's like dial-up. Basically, it's so bad it's unusable. So the unlimited plan is not unlimited. It's, you know, basically, well, I upgraded it to 60 gig and, you know, yeah, after that, it's just bunk. So I started looking around and I'm on the fence about Starlink. Mainly, it's the upfront cost of the hardware. Not sure about that. I'm seeing good reviews, but now I'm starting to see bad reviews, and I would definitely be going the RV version. So that's possibly in the works. I'm still debating. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to go with it or not. If I do, I will definitely let everybody know how it's working for me. They say out west it's actually pretty good. And going down to the desert, I no longer have an unlimited US cell phone plan. I could probably get another one. Basically, I went in when I was back in 2018, I went into Cricket and I got an unlimited plan there. It was actually really, really good. And then my credit card expired and I went to renew it and they wouldn't accept the Canadian credit card because, you know, blah, 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 that's down south and I'm up here. So unless I go in and do it again, and because what they did is they just put in the store's zip code, and, you know, it was my address, but the store's zip code, and then it took it, and, you know, we were fine. But I'm not sure if I want to go that route again. A, the plans have changed, and B, with Starlink and stuff like that, it might be a better option to just kind of put all my eggs in one basket and go from there. But we'll see. I definitely do need more reliable internet and more of it for the work that I'm doing and for this and other things. And I really don't want to be micromanaging my 60 gigabytes from Rogers up here. So I might dial that back completely to just like the bare minimum, just have a phone and a phone number, and go the Starlink way. But I'll keep it posted. A little update on Rollins. He's fine, everything's good. Back when we were at the Lakeview campground, he was inside and the screen door was shut, but he knows that if he pushes on the screen door hard enough, he can get out. And he was wandering around the kitchen or whatever, and he noticed a squirrel outside. So he pushed the screen door open and went barreling down the stairs and out the door. And a little known fact about Rollins is he will not let anyone cut his nails. So they're always too long. Usually because we walk a lot, walk on gravel, walk on pavement, that kind of thing. They're kind of, you know, slightly managed that way. So he's not usually too bad. Like they're, you know, they're long, but they're not, you know, crazy. Like they're not curling under or anything like that. But I mean, I've tried and he's just too strong. He won't let me. He'll let me clean off his feet on a rainy day with a towel, like one by one, like rub his feet, make sure they're not muddy or whatever. He'll sit there like just good as gold. He'll sit there, let me do that, and he'll stand up, let me do the back ones, and he's good, right? Gets a treat, he's fine. If I try and pull out the clippers to cut his nails, no way. He's never bitten me or anything like that, but he'll like make it known that like, I really don't like this and I will bite you. Like, it's kind of like that attitude. So I've given up kind of trying, and I've taken him to PetSmart, and like, you know, 2 girls and the manager lady with a harness on him, they couldn't do it. Like, he just fights it the whole way. So not 100% sure what to do there. Like I said, they're not horrible. We manage, you know, like, because we walk a lot and do that, it's, you know, they're somewhat managed. But anyways, he barreled down the stairs and caught one in the little holes on the RV steps. He caught one in it and broke it off. And I didn't notice right away. I don't know if it had to have been on the way down, right? Because he went running after the squirrel. Squirrel went up the tree, and I called him back, and he came back. And he comes up the stairs and into the RV, and there's like blood everywhere. Like, everywhere he stepped was like this big squishy thing of blood. I'm like, what's going on, right? Like, I'm freaking out. And I kind of figured out what was going on, and I got him to sit. There's blood all over the floor, and he sits, and his tail's like sweeping blood more, spreading it around. So found that, put a little, like, I got a little ice pack and kind of like put it on his paw and just held it there for a while. And I mean, he's such a tough little bugger. It doesn't even seem to faze him. I mean, after the fact, yeah, he licked it, you know, like he licked it and, you know, made it better. But yeah, bleeding everywhere. So we finally got that cleaned up, got the bleeding stopped. Obviously he just cracked it, like, you know, into the quick. So he's been taking a little time off from, you know, exerting exercises. There's been no ball. There's been, you know, not a whole lot of playing in general. And it's funny because I think we might be transitioning now into the phase where he's just kind of like, yeah, I'm getting older. I don't really want to chase that ball around anymore. He gets excited sometimes now. I mean, his foot's fine now. The broken nail, like, it was still hanging there for the longest time, and I didn't want to pull it or whatever. But it eventually, like, came off, right? So now his nail is just this tiny little bit that's sticking out, but it's not bleeding, it's not infected. I check on it every other day kind of thing, just to make sure he's okay. And he seems to be fine now. This place here where we're at, there's a beautiful dog park over here, and we've been playing ball a little bit here. This has been like a month, basically, since he did it. So it seems to be fine. But yeah, he's losing interest in ball, and I'm just kind of like, okay. And I'm not sure if it's the dog park, maybe, right? Because there's so many other smells and, you know, scents, and then the other dogs come and go, and he's checking them out and saying hello and all that kind of thing. So, but I mean, when he was younger, we used to go to the dog park with the ball, and he was just like focused on ball. He didn't care about all the other dogs or any of that other stuff. He just wanted to play ball. And now it's almost the opposite. He's like, I know you have the ball, but I'm going to go, you know, say hi to these other dogs and sniff their bums and pee on their spots and all that stuff dogs do. So anyways, I'm just wondering, I mean, he's going to be 5. He's going to be 5 in like 10 days, give or take, because we don't really know when his birthday is. But, you know, he was a year old when I got him, apparently, and I got him, you know, the end of September. So, you know, here we go. He's going to be 5. I don't want him to get old. I don't know what to do without him. Really, I don't. Like, when the time comes, I'm going to be a mess. I'll warn you right now. Anyways, moving on. So part of the reason I wanted to do this video is we're coming up to 200 videos. There's probably more if you count the vlogs, but like my main kind of videos, however you want to categorize them, I'm at like 197. This campground, I think, will be 197. So that's, you know, 98, 99, 200. So over the next little while, I'm reaching out to you guys, anybody watching this, new subscribers, old subscribers, just people watching in general. Ask me questions about my lifestyle, about Rollins, what I do for work, my photography, the rig, the truck, anything that you guys want to know about this lifestyle that I've been doing since 2016, you know, caveat, give or take, off and on during pandemics and that kind of crap. But you know what I mean. Like, I basically been doing this for 6 years, almost 6 years. So if you have questions, let me know and I'll answer them. And the giveaway part is I'm going to come up with a size mainly that I can afford at the time. And I'm going to basically, I think the winner can just pick whichever print talks to them, whichever print they connect with. You know, if they're looking at my website or my Flickr or whatever, and they find a image that they connect with, then we'll do it up at the size that I decide. And basically it's a free photographic print giveaway. It most likely will just be the print. I'm not going to frame it because that's going to change, you know, like everybody's tastes are different, that kind of thing. But you'll get a print signed, sent to you. And the way to get into the giveaway is basically ask me a question, or I've added this little caveat too, mainly because there's been 3 people. I'm going to shout out to Denise, Tom, and Keith who have made a donation, and I wanted to include those people too. So basically there's 2 ways to get into the giveaway. If you want to donate to my channel via the YouTube donation thing, I can't remember what it's called. It's not super chat, but there's ways on YouTube to do it, or there's a donation button on my actual website, wayneontheroad.com, or basically just e-transfer it to Wayne at wayneontheroad.com. I mean, that works too. So I'm not asking, like I'm not, you know, saying I need donations, but there has been people who have made them on their own, and I wanted to basically include those people into the giveaway as well. So that's another way to get in. So if you don't really have a question or don't really care or whatever, but you want to support the channel a little bit, buy me a coffee, whatever, that will get you into the draw as well. So basically, once I get to the 199th video, when I'm getting ready to shoot the 200th, I'll basically do probably a screen capture. Like there's a random generating draw thing, so I'll put everybody's name in that, and this, you know, like do a screen video capture, and we'll see who the winner is. So we'll just do it that way. Or if it's just a few people, because I mean I don't have thousands and thousands of followers, so if it just ends up being like, you know, 12 people or something, then we might do old school hat. You know, I'll put everybody's name in a hat, show you guys, and yeah, we'll just pull a name out of the hat. Regardless, somebody's winning a print after the 200th video, so ask me a question, make a donation, buy me a coffee, buy a bag of treats for Rollins, however you want to justify it, if that's what you want to do, and we'll go from there. All right. Now, on that note of supporting the channel, donations, kind of whatever thing, if you're going to leave a question or a comment on this video, also let me know what you think of me possibly doing a Patreon account. I know a lot of YouTubers do them. I've been on the fence back and forth a few times about it, but I never know, like, I don't know. I just don't know. I think my problem is I don't really know what to offer as far as perks go, because you want to offer something to everybody on a monthly basis to justify that the support you're getting, right? And let me know what you think. Should it be more like behind the scenes videos, photography tips? I'm still, when it comes to photography, I'm still one of those guys that I'm kind of like, there's so many guys doing this. Do I want to throw my hat in the ring? Based on what I shoot, like the old cars and old houses, yes, I probably have some tricks up my sleeve that, you know, you might not think of, but that well might run dry fairly quick. So I don't know. I'm throwing stuff out there. I'm asking you guys what you would like, how you would like to engage more, and we'll go from there. So with all that stuff out of the way, basically we're caught up to where we are now, and I'm currently in Coaldale, Alberta, back in Alberta. This is probably my last campground review, stay on trade kind of deal of the year. From here, I think I'm going to head up back to Severn Dam for a couple of weeks, meet up with some friends there, who will eventually be heading south as well. But between them and heading south, I have a friend in Brooks. Hello, Keith. We've agreed that he's going to put me up. He's got like an RV pad with like power and water there, and said, you know, come and stay. So I decided, because Brooks is a little south of Severn Dam, and we're going to be shooting into the end of October, I would take him up on that, basically for a couple of weeks before crossing, fingers crossed, money-wise and all that stuff, before crossing the border and heading south into the desert for winter. Honestly, I can't wait. I do not want to be in the cold. I've had enough snow over the past 2 winters in Nova Scotia to last a lifetime. And yeah, I'm excited to just go down and be in Arizona, a little bit of California. I am going to research to see if I'm able legally to do these campground stays on trade. So if I am allowed to do that, like it's not, you know, like because I know that I'm not allowed to go down there and work. I'm not allowed to go down there and sell my prints, that kind of thing. So, you know, like I haven't been. I sell my prints online. I can sell to people in the US, no problem. That's not a big deal. But I can't like get a bunch of prints made and go to like an art fair down there and set up a booth and sell prints. I've thought of that because there's that season up here, and then it would be cool if I could, you know, like even have a booth at the big tent show in Quartzsite would be awesome, because I could sell my photography there. But I can't, because I don't have all the visas and the permits and all that kind of stuff, and because I'm Canadian, and you know, you're taking away income from a US person, you know, that's part of the reason that I haven't, you know, dabbled in that. But if it's on trade and I'm not actually taking any money for anything, I'm just wondering if, you know, that's allowed, and I have to research that. Because if it is allowed, then I might open it up to see if, you know, maybe there's some campgrounds in California, maybe along the coast, Oregon, that kind of thing that I can do, you know, on the way back or next year or whatever, and start kind of doing this a little more often, not just in Canada. So that said, I'm looking into that, and we'll see. If you happen to be a lawyer and know, let me know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Rollins and I are here in Coaldale. This is a beautiful little spot. There's a big, huge dog park over here. Like, he's just loving it. Like, it's basically a block long and a half a block wide, and it's just all green grass and some trees and like little agility things. Of course, he's not doing that. I've never trained him for that, but you know, but he gets to run and play with the dogs and all that kind of stuff. So it's been good. And then from here, Severn Dam, then a couple weeks in Brooks, and hopefully cross the border, get down south, and continue on with work, continue on with showing you guys a little more things. I'm trying to hopefully do a little more adventuring, you know, once work picks up and I can afford the gas, you know what I mean? So yeah, hopefully a few stars will align. We can get down south and get back to some regularly scheduled programming. You're gonna wanna watch the outtakes on that one, because I just butchered that like 8 times. Oh my God. I can't talk. Why am I on YouTube? Really, like, I ask myself that quite often while I'm editing, I might add. Going, oh, that take was no good. Oh, that take was no good. Oh, that take, yeah. Technically, I don't think I should be here. I don't know. I'm trying to open up a little bit more though. Did you notice? Like the vlogs and stuff, I'm just trying to kind of like freeform. I have my little sheet of notes so I don't forget stuff. So technically I'm just kind of rambling and kind of freeforming, and you're getting to know a little bit of my personality. Whether that's a good thing or not remains to be seen. But anyways, I think that's probably enough of this for now. Like I said, spending the next few weeks in Alberta, regrouping, getting some work done. If you happen to be into the NFT thing, check out my website. I do have NFTs for sale. If you don't, now I've threatened this before, but I am going to try and get to it hopefully in the next couple of weeks while I'm at the dam, because I won't be doing a campground video and I can just kind of sit and figure it out. It's going to be a longer video just to kind of go through the steps, but basically I'm hoping to get done a photo NFT video for dummies. Now, I'm not calling anybody a dummy because I'm basically referring to how it was for me. But basically from scratch, I know nothing about NFTs, but I'm a photographer, or I have photos that I might be interested in, you know, marketing that way. This will be for you. Don't hold it against me if it doesn't get done right away, because it might take a while, but it's there. It's in the the queue. So yeah, that's about that. If you made it through this video, I thank you. Like I said, if you have questions or comments, or you want to buy me a coffee and make a donation or whatever, you will be put in the draw, and I will be drawing for a decent sized print, and the print will be of your choice, whatever image connects with you, and we'll go from there. That will all happen in the next few videos when we hit 200. 200 will be basically the Q&A where I answer everybody's questions, and then we'll do the draw at the end, and hopefully it'll be fun times. Perhaps there's a slight chance, maybe, it might be a live video. I might try and do a live stream video. I'm not 100% sure yet. I've been limited that way. Again, back to the beginning of the video, internet. So if I do happen to upgrade to Starlink and it's here and it's set up and it's working well and that kind of thing, who knows? So with that said, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, do the subscribe thing if you haven't already. And yeah, I'll talk to you all soon. See you in the next one. Bye for now. Hopefully we can kind of get back to regular scheduled. So yeah, hopefully a few stars align. I'm down south and we can get back to regular scheduled. This is going to be a tough one. Regular scheduled programming. Holy shit.